Being able to run our events in shopping centres with footfall, where people that come to the events can just get straight out and trade right from the front of the shop, has been a game changer.
Reading part 1, the first time that we used the giant shop, BBC.
I quite like the last couple of months. Croydon was probably the best one. Massive workshop, really small space, and that was, yeah.
And then building a team. So I've got Henry, we've got Jack, Matt, Simon, me, and then joining us soon, Sophie. We'll be having our first girl join.
It was probably when we had the busiest month of all time, and Alan decided to go to Ecuador.
Being bullied by Alan into what I should eat and what I shouldn't eat, and that I can't have milk or anything white.
The only thing that comes to mind on the worst part is the travel. Sometimes to and from venues and coming home on a Friday night and being stuck in traffic is a nightmare.
When I crashed my car, that was probably the worst one. On the way to Croydon, excellent. I crashed into the back of a police woman officer on the way to work. No.
I think I'm looking forward most to more of the same, which sounds crazy because, you know, you always want more, you always want things to change and get better, but actually what we're doing is getting better all the time. We're delivering more, we're getting better at what we do, so it means that what we give other people is better, so they come away from workshops better, more well informed, more inspired, more prepared to do things.
I know, I'm just excited to see what it has in store, and by the sound of it, travel every part of the UK.
We're also planning a permanent venue which will be hopefully called the Rebel School, so we will have a permanent business school somewhere in the south of England.
Calling Simon more names, insulting Jack a little bit more. Yeah, all of 2017 is going to be so good.
I know I had a brief moment of blind panic when, Jack, Henry and I were sat having breakfast in Southampton. We'd planned, as usual, Henry and I to be the double act delivering a social media workshop that Jack was going to film and support as he always does. And then realising that actually Alan was in Ecuador, Simon was in Edinburgh, and someone was meant to be at a funding meeting in Croydon.
The day in particular is the day that I had to drive to Southampton to run a workshop, and then found out that I needed to drive to Croydon to be in a partnership meeting. Half an hour later, I was 2.5 hours away.
I can't speak for Henry and his long drive to Croydon and back, but I think Jack and I enjoyed the day anyway.
That was interesting.
CARBS is a very important one. Let's get this one right. My opinions on CARBS are evil.
Evil.
They're bad. No.
The company line is that carbs are evil.
I don't mind them necessarily. The workshop videos I think have been my favourite because they're essentially like a time capsule of those couple days or those 2 weeks.
I think it was my Tuesday video a few weeks ago, the one that sort of just goes, Tuesday!
I have had fun doing them, like the ones we did in the park with Henry were hilarious. So many ways to improve your sales skills.
That's an excellent point, Alan.
I think the day I met Simon in London and we had an amazing cooked breakfast. Of course, the day started like that. We had an incredible chat about the business. We met with Microsoft and closed the sponsorship deal. We met with a couple of housing associations and grew the business that way. It's just this one day where magically everything came together.
When Henry barked at a group of pigeons was my favourite moment of 2016.
What I think stood out for me, which was, you know, the probably the best moment I've had, was realising that actually people were interested in what I was talking about, so much so that they were, you know, really along for the ride, really invested in the story I was telling, and that actually when it got to the end, you know, I actually went for "Can I get a hallelujah?" and I got one.
When I got the whole of Croydon to self high five. Goes a little bit something like this. That was excellent.
Recording the Reading event was pretty cool. Like the fact that I could actually manage a team and kind of work with some proper, big, shiny, almost overly expensive tech. That was a lot of fun.
So there's this incredible moment at the end of a pop-up business school on the Friday where we're doing a negotiation workshop in the morning, we're teaching things, and then we do the 12 principles of the pop-up business school, and then there's this moment at the end where no one wants to leave.
Probably doing my first workshop, running my first session without Alan or Simon being there to irritate me. That was lovely.
We get so many nice messages from people that we've helped. Every single one of those I love reading. I love reading those messages.
I think the 3 words for me are magical startup events.
Oh, very good.
Best year ever.
Jack Aling.
I think the person who frustrated me most this year was Alan.
It's way too tempting to say Alan.
Fucking Henry!
Yeah, first and foremost, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to all the stuff we've put up online on the channel over the course of the year.
Come to our courses. We want to help you start up. They're all free. Come along and we will help you make progress.
Hurry up. It's later than you think. Get on with it.
Keep doing what you're doing. I love what you're doing. It keeps us going. It's the reason that we do this sort of stuff. Keep going for it. Success is just around the corner. I just want you to get there and find it. And tell us when you do, because we want to share that moment with you.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank them and the team for welcoming me into this strange, sleepless world. And I'm very excited to see what next year's going to bring. Genuinely. Been joined by a Donegan. Sum up this year in 3 words.
Henry fucking flirting.
Probably my... No?
I'm just trying to do my video.
I freaking love ice buns! Holy shit!
If you have them, you're fucking up your body and you're a fucking idiot.